She noticed me and scowled before she lunged at me and began attacking me. I screamed as I tried to defend myself, but Gloria's rage was really causing her to land hard hits on me. Peter and several of her friends were able to get her off of me. A security guard took Gloria and me to the front office where we were both berated for our behavior. But since there were so many witnesses in the lunchroom, the counselor decided that Gloria would get a 2-week suspension and gave me a 1-day suspension.
That's not fair. She's the one who has been bullying me.
Gloria, enough. I think everybody knows that you've gone too far for your obsessions.
Gloria and I were separated from all classes we had together. Hi guys, I'm Evelyn and I'm in high school. This is a story about my situation having to deal with a very toxic friend of mine and how I was able to cut ties with her in the best way possible. She was very rude and selfish. Let me rewind a bit to explain the entire thing. Gloria and I met about 5 years ago. We were in English class and the only people without friends. We only began talking because of a group project the teacher had put us in. From there on, we were stuck together like glue. It soon turned to a tight friendship and we became best friends. We started hanging out a lot after school, practically every day. I was so happy that I was hanging out with her because the years of the virus really left me socially anxious. We went to restaurants in the mall. I bought things for Gloria often because I wanted to be a good friend, although she never gave any gifts back. I didn't mind, since I was just grateful to have someone to talk to and hang out with. One day we were out at a park when she began to show me this music genre known as K-pop. This was probably just her interest and I respected that. In fact, I discovered my own favorite group from this genre a few weeks later. But this liking of hers soon turned into an obsession that led me to cut our friendship. Of course, other factors also provoked me to end it with her, but let me just explain it all. She went from talking about normal things that we usually talked about to completely obsessed over her favorite K-pop groups, so much to the point where I was honestly really sick of it. This went on for almost a year, and whenever I ever dared to talk back to her, she would start insulting me.
Oh my gosh, don't you just think my bias is so hot? Like, I can't stop watching this clip of him dancing. Look at him, he's so hot. My mom let me spend like $600 for tickets. Shut up, Evelyn. You're just a stupid hater. My group is better than you ever will be in your entire life. You're literally so worthless for hating.
But I didn't even say anything.
Yeah, right.
Her spending habits were pretty crazy, but it wasn't like I was paying that much money for her to go to a concert. And I don't even have to tell you guys that her words hurt me. And this didn't only happen once. As I've said, this happened for most of our friendship. I never said anything bad about her, but she always assumed the worst from me and was rude to me about it. She didn't let me talk about my own life either. Bro, I had to take my dog to the hospital last night.
I don't give a shit. Have you seen their new merch? I spent like $200 just for hoodies.
Bro, my dog almost died.
Well, you said almost, so she's obviously alive. It's not a big deal then. Stop dodging my question. Have you heard the new song?
Well, my own best friend sure had disregard towards very crucial moments of my life. I really tried hard not to let her negativity affect me in any way. As time passed, our parents grew close and they started letting the two of us go on vacations together. I was happy again, ignoring all my friend had said to me at this point. So we planned a trip to France and headed out. I'll just start listing down everything Gloria did that I quickly became more and more annoyed at. She would start playing on her phone while we were on the buses looking at the scenery. She would also beg me to buy some overpriced souvenir that was obviously targeted at Americans, promising to pay me back when we got home. She never got a job, and her parents gave her around $300 to spend in France, which she quickly blew. I had to pay for the items with my hard-earned money, and she never gave me my money back. By the time vacation was over, she owed me well over $200. Also, her behavior was just super weird in Paris. While we were dining at a restaurant, Gloria spotted some Asian man eating his own meal just a few tables away and started getting excited.
Look at that Asian man. He's actually so hot.
He looks normal to me.
I don't care. I need him. Wait, can you correct my Korean pronunciation real quick? Do you think he'll like it if I told him hi in Korean?
I was so embarrassed that I wanted to just run out of the restaurant and leave her to deal with the bill at this point. I tried reminding her multiple times that she still owed me money, and she did keep promising that she was going to give it to me, but she never did. I was straight up pissed, I was a busy high school student that juggled all of my classwork and my part-time job, and I didn't want to just let her get away with using my money like that. But I'm a very timid girl who is very scared of confronting other people, so I stayed quiet for a while longer. Well, I couldn't stay silent for long. Gloria kept pushing my limits by using my money, hurting my feelings, and saying some weird things again and again.
I'm going to marry my Asian boyfriend. I want to have Asian babies and they're going to grow up to be so attractive.
Isn't that kind of weird? Are you dating him for himself or his race?
Shut up. So what if I want Asian kids? A lot of people marry Asians just to have Asian babies.
That doesn't make it right, though. But whatever.
Yeah, so you should be quiet. Also, you need to buy me my group's new album because it's almost Christmas and I deserve it.
How much is the cost?
Well, it's only like $50.
That's expensive.
Well, I know you have a job. Money is for spending, and you can just earn it back. Plus, my parents said I can't spend any more money on my K-pop merch.
Well, that just made me angry. This girl has never done a minute of work in her entire life, and she thought she deserved $50 worth of a CD and some photos? I was so angered that I can't even describe it now. I knew, in my mind, that I had to do something about the fact that she still owed me, and the weird thing she always says that makes me uncomfortable. One day, she showed up to school with all of her albums and merch from her favorite group. Many of the albums she had begged me for were among her possessions. I was confused. How was she able to get all of these expensive things if her parents had put a limit on her spending? When I got home, my mom was standing there angrily with a letter in her hand. I was confused, but I opened the letter and was shocked to see that my bank was warning me about my credit score. I had barely spent any money since my vacation in Paris, so what was up with this letter? I quickly went online and found that someone had been spending money from my credit account. I checked to see the sites that the money had been spent on, and my heart dropped to my stomach when I realized they were all K-pop stores. Gloria. But how could she have gotten access to my financial items? I then dug all around my house, and to my horror, my credit card was nowhere to be found. I immediately called Gloria, and her response was less than satisfying. Bro, where is my credit card? I'm very sure you took it.
No? Well, I did borrow it, but I'll give it back. Just chill out.
What? That's literally theft. Bro, you owe me so much money at this point.
We're like best friends, it's fine. Stop being such a drama queen.
I was beyond done with my best friend. I hung up on Gloria and started writing up a whole paragraph on my phone. I also took screenshots of the transactions and also kept photos of the albums that Gloria had posed with. I was definitely going to send it to Gloria's parents, but I wanted to wait until the right time. I decided that the best way to get revenge was to wait until Gloria's boyfriend was over at her house for dinner. That way, everybody could see what kind of person really was. I printed out all the screenshots and also printed text messages where my friend was saying some really insulting things. I also printed texts where Gloria was basically just fetishizing her boyfriend. I knew that her boyfriend Peter was going to her house during the weekend, so I also printed out my whole paragraph. I stapled all of my evidence into a cute photo book and made it look fancy just for fun. When it was time, I waited until I saw Gloria's boyfriend pull up to her house. I put a camera on one of the windows to see what happens. I walked to the front door and placed the book on the ground before ringing the doorbell. I quickly ran away and hid in someone else's backyard and waited. Only a few minutes later, I heard the front door of Gloria's house slamming open before it slammed shut again with such a force that I felt the house shake. Peter looked disgusted as he hopped into his car and quickly left. I then saw Gloria's parents coming out of the house and getting into their own car as well. My phone also kept buzzing with texts from Gloria, but I ignored them. Some time passed before I got a call from my mom. Gloria's parents were there and looking for me. I was confused as to why they would show up to my house. I quickly went back home and I saw Gloria's mom crying while her dad had a disappointed look on his face.
Evelyn, I'm so sorry. I had no idea Gloria had done something like that. I'm so sorry.
We'll pay every cent back, but she'll have to work to pay us back as well. Nadia, how much does Gloria owe Evelyn?
$435. Gloria's gone too far with the spending that she had to steal her poor friend's money just to fulfill her spending. Also, the way she treated you was absolutely horrible. Don't worry, I'll make sure she learns her lesson.
I thanked Gloria's mom, and my mom started talking to them about the whole issue. I was already pretty much exhausted from the drama, so I just went to bed. I had already handed the issue to the adults, and they were now dealing with it. When I went to school and entered the cafeteria, I noticed that Gloria was looking like a kicked puppy. She noticed me and scowled before she lunged at me and began attacking me. I screamed as I tried to defend myself, but Gloria's rage was really causing her to land hard hits on me. Peter and several of her friends were able to get her off of me. A security guard took Gloria and me to the front office where we were both berated for our behavior. But since there were so many witnesses in the lunchroom, the counselor decided that Gloria would get a 2-week suspension and gave me a 1-day suspension.
That's not fair. She's the one who has been bullying me.
Gloria, enough. I think everybody knows that you've gone too far for your obsessions.
Gloria and I were separated from all classes we had together, and her mom ended up sending me the money that Gloria owed me. I think that Peter also told all of her friends what had happened, so that's why her friends were reduced to only 1 or 2. A year later, I moved out of the state. I never saw Gloria again, but since my mom was still good friends with her mom, Gloria's mom updated my mom on what has been going on. Gloria found multiple jobs and was still paying off the debt that she owed. But of course, her obsession led her to stealing some money from her jobs to buy more K-pop merch, which got her into a lot of trouble. I could care less about her now. I was finally away from her verbal abuse, and her mom believed me so that I could get my money back. Also, Gloria is suffering now, which was well-deserved. Well, what do you think? Some of Gloria's friends think I've gone too far, but her ex-friends think I didn't do enough. Thanks for listening.